Yo, what up, what up? You are tuned in to another episode of Behind the Baller. Yo, man. You might not be able to tell it, but like, man, my kids have been sick. My wife is out of town. And she thinks like this, like she stresses out on a regular basis. And I get it here and there. And I'm the Mr. Worry Wart. I worry all the time about shit. But she's like, yo, 3 kids, not easy. And I know, right? We got some help here and there. But, I'm not tripping. You know what I mean? Like, she's gone for a week. And I got the kids. I got to wake up, 6:30, get them ready, take them to school, then also pick them up. And it's like, man, that's, it's what's got to be done. And I'm not tripping. It makes my day difficult to navigate through meetings and shit and, whatever I got to do. But man, it's and not to take away from what she does, it's amazing. I'm saying she puts in definitely much more effort and much more. It's, I just know how to manage all my time and I could do it. Can't do it all the time, but she deserves to be away. So for this week, we doing this. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Behind the Baller. And my throat hurts. I'm not feeling that good. Took some Dayquil. Tell you the truth, man, I waited till the last motherfucking minute to get the recording going. We got a dope ass episode coming ahead. We got some car shit. We're gonna continue on this car shit. In fact, next week is when I break down. I don't know what it is. It might be 40, might be 50 cars I've had, and I'm gonna talk about every car I've owned. And we got a lot of shit coming up, man. It's just exciting. I got a lot of news, man. I just signed with like the biggest sports agency management company there is, XL Sports. Shout out to XL. Shout out to Matt and Eric, my agents. Shit's crazy, man. Speaking of agencies and all this, I'll talk, everything. Listen, I called it. I said the Snickers game of the week. Well, I didn't say it was going to happen, but I said it'd be nice for a Seattle player to get one, especially after Tyler Lockett in Hollister's game. Fuck Myers, because that motherfucker deserves to get. He deserves to get the piece of shit of the week. He needs to eat the piece of shit, like wrapped up in a fucking gift wrapping candy bar wrapper. Fuck, how the fuck, I just don't get how you miss a fucking point after. Anyways, Tyler Lockett won Hungriest Player of the Week in the NFL. Seattle Seahawks player, number 16. He got the chain. I got to rap with dude a little bit. He made me a dope ass little video, and we just gonna continue, pushing this through. Yo, the hype behind this upcoming Monday Night Football game is fucking nuts. Nobody fucking knew. Nobody knew that the fucking 49ers are going to be 8-0. No matter how much I think their bitch ass schedule was, nobody had any clue that they were going to be that. No one had any clue that fucking the Seattle Seahawks would be fucking 7-2. We should be 8-1 because of fucking that Saints game. But the Ravens walked us. They washed us, period. I ain't going to fucking even try to defend that or whatever. But yeah, this shit is crazy. We've been the Niners rivals. That's just been a rivalry for at least 5-6 years now. And it's just been a big one. And I've always been like, man, fuck y'all. We've won almost all the games versus them in the last 5 years or so. But it's always been crazy. It's been a lot of shit talking. And what I'm getting at is, at the beginning of the season, I looked up the tickets and I found some really fucking amazing seats. Real close, 50-yard line, Seattle side, Niners side, doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Real close. And I found these tickets for $202 each. $202. That might be less than fucking face value. All right? Them motherfucking tickets is over a G now. So, it's serious. And, anyways, man. By the way, the Lakers are motherfucking number 1 in the Western Conference. Lakers had a crazy-ass game in Chicago. I was watching that shit, man. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? We almost down by a dub. It's fucking third quarter. Like, can we get our shit together? And, they're balling. It was just a weird thing. Then we came back and motherfuckers turned on the turbos. And of all people, Dwight Howard. I've never seen Dwight ever play this good in purple and gold. Never, ever, ever. In fact, I might not ever seen Dwight really play like this ever. But Dwight, LBJ, and fucking Kuzma came in and saved us. We got it, we got that W. That was a fucking crazy ass game. We got to get this Clippers game back because this shit is just eating me up. I hate the fucking Clippers. Another reason why I'm not feeling so good today is because I ordered this chicken teriyaki. I love chicken teriyaki. I don't know. I've loved this since I was a kid. You know, I went times where I didn't go without it, whatever. But, you know, if you get like a good, man, I love rice. I'm Asian, man, you know, especially sticky rice, like good, like, I don't know, you know, sometimes Chinese rice is, it is what it is. I love rice regardless, right? But Japanese and Korean people, the way they do their rice is a whole different level. It's just different. Anyways, when you get that Korean style, Japanese style rice and you have the chicken and everything, man, throw some motherfucking sriracha or some truff on top of that bitch, man, you know, the reason I'm talking about food that I enjoy, but the reason why I feel like shit is because when I was a kid, my mom and my dad used to whoop my ass if I didn't finish my food. Sometimes it'd be some food that I just love, like sukiyaki. Like, wow, my mom was amazing. My mom was an amazing cook. I'm not saying that because of, you know, I feel like my taste buds are very mature and experienced and you know, but from the hundreds of people or thousands of people have tried my mom's food, they've been like, yo, your mom, Jesus Christ. And I've been to other houses and been like, okay, well, yeah, you know, use some motherfucking Campbell's tomato soup for this motherfucking kimchi chicken. You need to get stabbed. You know what I'm saying? Fuck is wrong with you? But it is what it is. You know, some people are starving, you know, they're going to say all that bullshit. You're not thankful. Fuck off. Anyways, my mom and dad used to, you know, hand these servings to us, whatever it was. And no one gives you small servings. I've practiced this. You know, you should have 5 or 6 smaller meals a day instead of having fucking 2 big meals or whatever the fuck it is. And I rarely have 3 meals in a day. And when I do, it's just like, fuck it. I'm like really fucked when that happens, right? But what I'm getting at is, my parents whooped my ass. If whatever they put on that plate, I don't give a fuck what it was. I had to finish it. Not every meal was a gem. Not every meal was the shit, but I had to finish it. If I didn't, I got my ass whooped. That stayed with me forever. So even if I have money, if I'm poor, if I'm rich, whatever the fuck it is, if I go to McDonald's and I order fucking 2 McChicken sandwiches or whatever and a fucking sausage muffin and I don't finish all of it, I still feel bad to this fucking day because of my parents. They deeply embedded that shit into my fucking head. So because we were kind of, you know, we were somewhat poor growing up, like overeating has been the result of that shit now. So when my eyes get big, I ordered a big ass meal. I ordered fucking 2 fucking chicken teriyaki plates tonight because my mother-in-law was hungry. And actually, I'm sorry, I got 3 because, you know, I wanted to spread it out, whatever. And I finished one and now I want to fucking just vomit because I was eating some other shit. I just overeating because my mom, my dad said you finish your plate or you get fucked up. And I don't even fucking do that to my kids or nothing, but it's just like so fucking crazy. All right. Now we're going to go into something totally different. Totally different. All right. I just need to drop this gem on you guys because I've been thinking about this shit all day, from random DMs that motherfuckers are sending me to people on Twitter to just people in the streets. Yesterday was a weird day. It was like slow but big. And like waking up early, getting less sleep. I just can't just get down and shut my brain down. I can't. I got a lot on my mind. And you know what's fucking crazy? It's not even like, I mean, some of it's business, some of it's this stuff, some of it's stupid shit like I want a Rolls Royce Cullinan and things like that, which I could just go out and go get, but then I'm just like, nah, I don't want to, like, I don't know. Then there's stupid things in my fucking brain. I'm like, yo, I need to get this stupid ass case, or I don't know what the fuck. It could be anything. I need some magic erasers to fucking take the marks off the wall that Kaya drew on, and just shit that I shouldn't even be concerned with. I shouldn't be thinking about this shit, all right? But there's just a lot of things on my mind, and people keep asking, "Hey, man, do you have a job? You know, can you make me rich? Can you? Do you have any secrets to your success?" And it's, listen, I didn't say that when I wanted to hire these 100, 200, 300 people that this shit was going to happen this month, last month, next month. I said it may take some time, but it's something that I'm going to do. And going on, I just been, I was talking to my friend's kid who's 17 years old, and just observing a lot of shit, not really talking, and like kind of like, haha, yeah, sure, yeah, for sure, and I just got to thinking about a bunch of shit. So now I feel like this is a gem, and here we go. You know what? Right before we go, yo, listen, man, let me shout out my boy at Lakey Inspired. That motherfucker, man, Lakey, I know I've said it now. It's been like 4 episodes. I'm like, we're going to get up. We're going to get up next week, dog. I'm going to take you to some fire-ass Korean barbecue in K-Town. and we gonna get it in now for this gem of a rant like a motherfucker. So check it out, man. Sadly, today people just really don't have like natural instinct, and I noticed that. I'm watching motherfuckers fight over fucking Popeye's chicken fucking sandwiches, and just like, my lord, people just don't have the natural instinct that I feel like a majority of the world had in the 80s, okay? And some in the 90s, maybe some of the 2010s. And the crazy part is we're less than 2 months away from the end of a decade. Shit's crazy. Motherfuckers got no common sense, okay? Period. You can't judge something, you can't judge something all the time based off of a first impression, all right? I say this because there might be 10,000 people out there who can't stand me, hate me, think I'm stupid, think I'm broke, think I'm fucking whatever it is in any negative manner, okay? Think I'm just a fucking idiot. But there are over 2 million people that have got super game from fucking with me. And on any given random day, some of the people who have never met me before and don't know me, they might meet a majority or meet one of those 1,000, 10,000 people who hate me and miss out on precious information. Do you guys understand what the fuck I'm talking about right now? Okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just really about timing and everything, right? You could fuck around and you could fuck around and someone might meet one of your haters, and you could still have so many fucking people who fuck with you and they know that you're the shit, but they just catch you on that off time. They catch someone else that knows you on off time, and they just right there, boom, they make their judgment, and then they miss out and they fuck up, and that's just on them, right? There's a lot of people who are great at what they do, okay? They could be fucking insane and rapping, singing, fucking dance their ass off, play basketball, can fucking make 700 3-pointers in a row with 45 hands on their fucking faces, right? And in real terms, be like, oh, actually technically, because what they do, in consistency, whatever, they're professionals, right? Even in their trade or whatever it was, guess what? They still might not make it in their profession. Why? Because almost everything is oversaturated. Listen, this ain't a negative rant. I'm just telling y'all, people need to have thicker skin. It's not going to get easier for people just because they're fucking handing out trophies for participating in schools today does not mean life is going to be easier. If anything, that shit is going to make it 10 times more difficult because of the oversaturation. Everyone wants to be famous. Everyone wants to be fucking rich. And it's like, man, listen, man. Some of the cheesy shit's going to win, right? But the excellent shit will always rise to the top. And that's the stuff that goes in the history books and becomes legendary. That microwave era one-hit wonder shit, that will fade the fuck away. Please believe it. All right. I'm also here to tell you that your gut can be wrong sometimes. Okay. That's why you got to have common sense. Again, not everyone has it. So your gut needs a backup plan. That backup plan is called experience. Because with experience, you could always go back on that shit and it'll help you navigate through life. It's like a fucking GPS, and it just, the more you know your city. When I turn on GPS in my car, it's not because I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I'm doing it for fucking traffic updates and shit like that. I like to know, okay? Anyways, you need to get the fuck outside your circle sometimes. Some people are just too fucking comfortable being around all their friends and everything. Oh, I got cool. Listen, just because I'm a loner, I have my family and I have my chosen few. I can't imagine. I've never been that dude to be like, oh, I got a group of 30 people and here and there. That's just not me, man. I don't know. That's like, you're never going to get to fucking know anybody. You can, but I don't know, man. You're not going to get that deep relationship, like my homies, I know for real, I know what the fuck and it's not boring. It's something I love. But you got to get outside your circle, man. You got to get away from your friends sometimes. Spend some quality time by yourself. Have a by yourself meeting every week. Have one every day. Shit, I have a by myself meeting literally every fucking day. Okay? You need to write down your goals like it's a fucking grocery list and check them shits off. 1 by 1, 2 by 2, whatever the fuck it may be. And sometimes they might not get checked, but you need to write them shits down. and know this is what's going to fucking happen. All right. You need to stop worrying about being fucking right all the time and take a fucking chance and be wrong or fail. But make sure you learn from that failure and study it. But that's if you want to make it big, big for real. Or, sit behind a desk, work at a fucking laundromat. I don't know, take orders from someone else all day. And you know what, hey man, that's fine for some people, be like, hey man, that's cool. That's just what I want to do. I want to check in and check out. Boom. But again, this is not a video game. You get 3 lives. All right. This ain't your practice life. There are real strikes against you on the decisions you make in life. Shit is real as a motherfucker. Okay. I'm not talking about, getting straight A's in high school and shit like that and how your report card reflects on your life. That shit don't mean nothing. Now I'm telling you straight the fuck up. Period. All right. That shit's just to build a little structure on you and some discipline and whatever it may be. I'm not telling you to go out there and get all fucking F's and be stupid, because if you get all F's, usually listen, if it's for attendance because you didn't fucking show up, okay, cool. But if you get all F's, listen, man, you in fucking trouble. You gonna end up in jail or I don't know what the fuck. You gonna end up getting killed from just being fucking stupid. All right. But you can get all A's and not get into Harvard. Okay. And at the same time, you could get into Harvard and you can graduate and not be guaranteed a good job, And then what do you have after you have? Oh, you got a diploma. You got this diploma. No, you got $500,000 in debt and you got some bragging rights that you went to Ivy League school. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, listen, we live in different times right now. Okay. A lot of things that worked for someone to become successful might not work for you. All right. And most of the time that's right. I had to debt a lot of my homies back in the day because I wanted to make money. I wanted to make money because money meant freedom and convenience, and I needed convenience and freedom to have some peace of mind. Now I have that, and I'd be like, oh, well, you're angry at this person and you don't send them your peace. Listen, man, believe it or not, though, I'd be a fucking billion times worse. I want that peace for my kids now. I'm not worried about me no more. I don't care how much I stress and how much I kill myself, how much I break my back. Even if my kids don't realize it somehow, some way, if there's some just assistance for them, man, I'll feel good. And, when I'm resting. All right. But I had to dead my friends back in the day. There was a point in time where I just took off. I'm homies with these people now. We cool. But there's a time where I went off. I was like, listen, man, y'all want to, party all the time and do this. And I just can't go on this trip this time, And at the same time, I didn't want to ask my friends for help or a job or shit like that. I missed out on New Year's Eve parties several years in a row because I wanted to DJ and I needed money. Holidays, again, big trips, big parties and stuff. Even when I'm DJing a party, there's a bigger party somewhere else, but I'm getting paid a bag to do what I'm doing. And it's like, listen, I need to have that right now, my money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I need to have that right now money in my pocket because I needed to pay bills and I needed to be responsible. I needed to fucking live my life, not somebody else's or depend on someone else. I didn't have a cushion, okay? Let alone, I couldn't save for a fucking rainy day. I didn't have that luxury. That shit hailed and rained for years, all right? I couldn't save like that. And then when I did get some money, I was out there spending like a fucking idiot because I never had it and whatever, all right? But I had to live for the day. I lived in that moment because tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. All right. Shit. Tonight isn't guaranteed. And it wasn't guaranteed then. You know what I'm saying? So when I finally hit a big check, when I finally got like some real paper, that was like oxygen. All right. It was not just oxygen though. I wasn't going to I had some money to spend, but it was like, all right, now I got some more paper and I can experiment more. Now I could finally use some of this money and plant some seeds over here, plant some over here, plant some over there. You know what I mean? And hopefully that shit would, create a future for my future kids to come, And like I've said, like in my early few episodes, my first few episodes, I said this on my podcast, some of these blessings that I've got over the last few years were from work that I put in 15, 20 years ago, This again, man, this ain't a movie. This ain't fucking Back to the Future. I'm talking about some real shit. This is all real. And again, nothing that has come by my way has been by accident. None of this shit is by motherfucking accident. Please believe. All right. A lot of these young artists and rappers and shit and whatever, and people successful on Instagram and social media, these guys couldn't duplicate their success by repeating their formula on how they got their bag originally. They can't. They can't even duplicate their success. It's just not going to happen. That's why fucking microwave era. Super hot, super cold, right? Shit shifts now. It changes. And again, last but not least, not everyone was made to be rich or famous or successful. So some of you right now are like, what the fuck is Ben talking about? What does this all mean? It means there are no fucking guarantees in life. You got to be willing to gamble, take a chance, or live a boring fucking life and watch others live it on your punk ass Instagram page or on your TV. You know what? Most of that shit is bullshit anyways. Sorry, not sorry for that rant. All right, man. So back to this car shit. The guys coming up on this interview, both have been deep in cars. One's been in the game for decades. The other one, I'm not so sure. I met him recently, but they're both in two different areas of the car game, and somehow they both meet up in the middle. They've met in the middle. Mark, he's more of a true JDM guy. He also loves vintage Porsches. He loves vintage Japanese cars. He modernizes vintage cars, and he's got some sick ass shit. He's just really humble and chill, but he loves them slam like I do. In fact, he had a JDM minivan way before I did. Like he's on point. He's just not the type of dude to go get a brand new Ferrari Lamborghini. It's not if that shit's just I don't know. Paul, he's a different type of dude. He's the founder of the club that I'm a part of called Van Culture, and the Van Culture is deep as fuck. And these guys are really about that van life and really about that family life. These guys are all just good, super decent guys. Just a bunch of fucking really nice, just super decent fucking human beings. All right. Mostly Asian. In fact, I'm sorry, probably like 90% Asian, mostly Filipinos. They like to cruise, long trips, family, everyone just, they're just good people. They cruise on the slammed, fixed up vans. And I got both these cats on the show, so let's get into that right now. You know what? Actually, I was going to say this, man, real quick. People have been hitting me up and asking, if I had like an email address to ask questions on and everything. So check this out, man. If you have a question for me, go to Apple Podcasts and leave a 5-star review under Behind the Baller podcast. All right. And when you leave that 5-star review, ask a question and it'll get answered. Once you do that, you could also email behindtheballerpod@gmail.com. Like I said, leave a 5-star review. You got a question about something. Also, one thing, you guys did this before, especially if you don't live in Los Angeles. If you live in LA, cool, I want you guys to show me where you're listening to Behind the Baller. Screenshot a picture, take a pic, not screenshot, what the fuck am I talking about? Take a picture of where you are in the world. It's so dope to see motherfuckers in like Malaysia and Russia and everything else. Take a picture outside, where the fuck you on the train, in a car, outside your building, inside your house, your apartment, wherever the fuck it is, on vacation. Take a picture, hashtag Behind the Baller, tag @BenBallerPod, and we'll motherfucking, repost it in the whole 9. Let's get into this motherfucking interview. Yeah, Dust Brothers, let me get that Lakey Lake. So yeah, you are here, tuned in, Behind the Baller. We are going to continue this auto shit. We in this car shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in the Bay currently, looking at the city skyline. And I was thinking about some lumpia earlier today. And as I was doing that, I thought of all my... in fact, today, my Uber driver from... I took Jet Suite to here, and I had the Uber driver. And the Uber driver was Filipino. It's just rare because I don't really get a lot of Uber drivers that are Filipino. And he was from the province. And we started talking about a bunch of shit. You know, people always ask, "Oh, what's your wife's last name? What's the last name?" I fucking telling the motherfucking last name is Marcos. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking grandma's Imelda. But yeah, so we were talking shit. Anyways, back to the subject. I got 2 Filipino car heads. They both happen to be from the Bay. They both happen to be Pinoy. And one I've known for almost 2 decades, and one I just met this year. But we're crew. Let's give a warm round of applause for Mark Arsenal and my man Paul Van Culture.
Yo.
What up, guys?
What's up, guys?
Both you guys have a similar but different, and like we just start off. Fuck it, Mark. What got you into cars?
I went to a car show when I was 14, a Volkswagen car show, and after that, I was like stuck.
Like, what year was this?
Oh man, a long time ago, dude.
Like, what year?
Shit. I would say 80, 85.
Oh, damn. Hold on. Wait, so Mark, how old are you?
Same age.
As me?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yep.
No, you're not.
Same age.
No, you're not, bro.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
No, I'm being serious.
Definitely.
Okay, so 85, they had Scirocco's?
Scirocco's. But it was old school Volkswagen.
So like bugs and shit,
Yeah,
whatever.
bugs.
I forgot. I remember we talked about this, and I know you got a bus now. Do you have a 21 window, or is it a regular?
No, I got a sliding panel. That's like super rare.
Okay. Yeah. Wait. So sliding panel is more rare than a 21 window.
Sliding panel's rare. Like,
You know what? Though I figured that because you on
One
that
of
fuck
3.
shit. You know what I mean? You make sure your shit is like on that. But yeah, bro. Back in the day, I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. Even when they made the newer Scirocco, the Scirocco was a car. I never really talk about it too much. I love that car. I also liked in '88 or '87, I think, when they had the GTI.
oh, GTI's my favorite.
And I love the when they made a couple series. What was they made the Jetta, they made GTI, and then what was the series called? Like you know, like they had the AMG, whatever. For Volkswagen had the
Karat? Was it Karat?
no, the Corrado was something else. I'm talking about it was the like you GTI could be the it's like the 1.6. You know what I'm talking about? It was like the top of the line one.
Yeah.
Like
Wasn't it GTI? GLI? That was Jetta.
no, it was GTI. I think you're right. I think it was a Jetta GTI or fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, yo, Paul, man. So what got you into cars?
Well, always been a car head. Just because actually one of my uncles in the Philippines was a mechanic, and I'd see different kinds of cars every time I visit him, and he's really kind of what got me into it. So
Why the fuck are you wearing a parka, bro? We're in a room right now. I have to turn I turned all the air off because it's so fucking, it's like kind of, I mean, it's a little chilly outside. This motherfucker's wearing a goddamn Patagonia fucking Sub-Zero fucking thing like we're in Eureka, California, bro.
dude, I'm Filipino, man. We gotta wear a parka everywhere.
No, bro, that's not true. They don't even fucking sell parkas in the Philippines, motherfucker. It's never hot. It's never cold enough to.
Green Hills, dude.
Yeah. Okay, so Mark, man, what was your first car?
My
car you
first
had.
car was a 1984 BMW 318i. Automatic. It was my mom's first car.
84 was a E30 still.
E30, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Big bumper.
Paul, what was your first car, man?
My first car was actually a Dodge Neon.
Damn, your parents hated you, bro. Did you buy it yourself, or they
No,
got?
definitely my parents bought it for me. Yeah.
Damn, Dodge Neon. Listen. People go, hey man, why are you shaming people who have money? Or da, da, da. Listen, fuck you. This is my show. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. But let me tell you something right now. That car, what year was that?
It was 90. I think it was 94, 95.
94 when you got your license? You got that car?
Oh no, I wasn't driving yet. They just got the car, but I wasn't driving.
I know. What year did you get the car?
Yeah, like 94, 95, sometime then.
Okay. That car is probably like $800 back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like less than fucking dinner was tonight. But I just fuck with him because Paul's a really, really super humble guy. This is for both of you guys, right? So, do you think growing up Filipino had anything to do with how you look at cars?
I think so. I mean, for me, like, my dad was into like Camaros and vans. Like he had a Dodge van, orange one, hippie.
Right.
We grew up in Berkeley, so
I never knew that. That's dope.
yeah.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to 3 high schools. I got in trouble quite a bit.
Motherfucker, what high schools, dude?
I went to Sacred Heart,
Jesus Christ.
Pinole, and then Burlingame High.
Went
I
to
got straight
Burlingame.
A's in Burlingame though.
Burlingame. Shout out to Burlingame. You think Filipino, like being Filipino, like grew up like how you look? You know, like did it affect how you look at cars?
Definitely, I think so. Growing up, there was a lot of the cars that they would call manga, which is mangoes.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of those, like the little Tercels and the little JDM cars that they used to drive around in the Philippines. Yeah.
Right. You know, like in like the early 80s, I want to say like 81, 82, 83. There's when there were Tercels then, but obviously this was the time of the Starlet. There was a Corolla. There was a couple of these cars, and the crazy thing is, I'm not exactly sure, but because this is a long time ago, but there was a Filipino dude who lived in this apartment building, and he had, I'm telling you, I mean, when you're a kid, you could look at a car and not understand the imperfections. You could look at a Ferrari and be like, wow, that thing looks amazing. And then you understand what paint correction is, and then you'd be like, wow, you just fucking ruined everything. Now you look at every car with the flaw. Look at everything, looks like, man, that shit's fucked up. You got spider webs all over this, and your shit's paint's fucked up. But when I was a kid, to my knowledge, this was the most tits, like sickest, and I'm pretty sure it was a Corolla. I think they raised Corollas back then, but this is during the real Super Jap days. This is before JDM existed. This was really, truly, if you were into the import scene, you were called the Super Jap. This is the 80s era. And they used to raid a Dodger Stadium and shit, all that stuff. But the dude, Filipino dude, had this Corolla and had a roll cage. I mean, this motherfucker was clean, you know? And I just, recently I went to this car show with just everything's there. It could be from, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is. But it's a Pretty Chills Cars and Coffee by Griffiths Park. And a dude pulled up in an RX-2, a dude pulled up in an RX-3, and then a dude pulled up in a Starlet. And I was like, whoa. And all three of them were Filipino dudes. And they were probably like early 50s. Like they knew what time it was. It was like, they're my brother's age, you know? And so when I look at Filipinos in certain ways, I look at them in a real harsh way because one, I grew up around them all my life. Two, I've been in the Philippines, you know, numerous times. I have a lot of Filipino friends. I'm married to a Filipino woman, but she doesn't give a fuck about cars at all whatsoever, you know. But her dad likes cars, you know, brother, whatever. But not all Filipinos like cars, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you're going to find these groups of people that do certain things. Like, no matter what the fuck you do, even my wife knows just because it's funny. Like, I grew up breakdancing in my era, you know? So when I play, like, fucking, I hear Nucleus, you know, jam on it, wiki, 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 wiki. Yep. And I'm like, babe, you don't know about this shit. And she's like, no, because you don't understand. Like, and then I started watching, like Filipino comedies and shit on fucking, you know, like on fucking TFC or something, like ABS-CBN. And you start looking and be like, yo, these motherfuckers really still fuck with that breakdance culture.
Yeah,
popping and everything. And you hear all those old-ass songs and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I just started laughing, you know what I mean? Because they've always been into breakdancing. When I was growing up, it was blacks and Mexicans. But if it was Asian, it was 90% it was a Filipino doing breakdancing, right? Yeah. And then obviously I was one of the rare dudes. So, you know, growing up, it's like so many different things. The ones that like basketball, you know, they're okay, but they're very passionate about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever say anything bad about fucking Pacquiao, you know, it's a fucked up thing. I don't even really fuck with Pacquiao, but, you know, like, I fuck with everything else. But, like, you start going against him and everyone just goes fucking crazy.
For sure.
You know? Joe Coy, at one of his comedy specials, he sold out the fucking thing. It was for his DVD. And at the fucking end of the fucking show, they had like fucking cameras fucking like literally swinging, like professional, like full blown, what's the shit called when you, Mark, you would know. What's it called when it's sweeping? When they're floating, what the fuck is those things called? Like, anyways, like a swing arm all over my head.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting next to Apple and Crooks. And Joe Coy goes, yo, man, shout out to Crooks. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to fucking the app from Black Eyed Peas. You know what? He goes, yo, put the fucking camera on this cocksucker right here. This motherfucker's a Floyd Mayweather fan. Bro, like 95% of them motherfucking, all them nurses from fucking Filipino girls, like, fuck you, Ben Baller, you ain't shit. But no, so going into cars, the ones that are into it though, that know, you got the ones who are like, you know, who are driving like the Dodge Neon or driving like the fucking, like driving like a fucking Scion. And then putting way too much extra shit. Yep. Put a whale tail on the car. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, dog? That's why I asked, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Paul, this for you, bro. So what got you into customizing vans?
It really was my family. There's really no way to kind of get around that. You know, it was basically the next stage of my life, really. And I knew that, you know, me and my wife agreed that, hey, we're going to have more than one kid, so, or even more than two or three. And so I said, all right, well, let's just get ahead of it. Let's just get a van. So that way, if our family does grow, well, then, you know, we don't have a problem moving forward. So now, did I know I was going to modify it when I bought it? No. But as I owned it a few months after, I just got bored of it. I said, I can't drive this the way it is, and I have to do something about it. So obviously the hardest part modifying it is getting parts and even figuring out what specs I need to get, in terms of wheels and whatnot. So, but it started from there.
What year was that?
2011.
Oh, so it's fairly recent.
Fairly recent, yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, most of you people probably do. I have a all blacked out Chrysler Pacifica. I've never owned a Chrysler in my entire life. Never in a fucking million years did I even think I'd own a Chrysler ever. I was leaning towards getting a Benz Metris because when I was with Drake on tour, Summer 16 tour, we hit London, UK, and in London and in Manchester, we had the sickest. I think it's a Class K or Class V. Sorry,
yeah,
Class V Mercedes Benz, and he had it completely partition, 50-inch UHD screen, coffee maker, fridge, iPad setup, and everything. And Drake had 2 full airplane seats, and I was like, yo, this is some pimp shit. And I remember we were driving around. We had like a crisis driver. We had fucking 16 security guards in different cars behind us. And I said, you know what? This is something I want to fuck with. And around 2013, I met this guy, Busy, and Busy Moto, and he had a 1,500 horsepower. He still has it, 1,500 horsepower Honda Odyssey. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then it wasn't until my boy Rob Crooks, he really pulled the perfect happy medium between the VIP and the Filipino Tito shit. And he got like the real. He got a Tito VIP style Honda Odyssey,
yeah.
And he put some like gold BBS type wheels on him. He had some mesh wheels, and he lowered it, and it looked clean. He didn't go too deep like how you motherfuckers are going, right? And most of you people here who I have so many different listeners from all over the world. When I had my second child, the SUV is obviously mandatory. We've always had like an SUV somehow, and my wife loves the Range Rover. She's partial to it, to the full size Range Rover. And then I got an X5M just to have another small small thing, whatever. And then I got bored of it. I hooked it up. I slammed it. That's the difference. It's the SUV. Mm-hmm. And then when we decided to have our third kid, I realized, hey man, we got to really start figuring out what we're gonna do with the third kid. It's an issue. So we got to Escalade with the third row. That's like the most luxurious like SUV you can get with the thing. And even though I'm driven in black cars a lot or the Suburbans and stuff, I'm gonna tell you this real quick. I'm gonna be completely honest. I have no idea what it is about it. I don't know why the president, why all these people, governments, and all the rappers, singers, celebrities. Okay, yeah, they look kind of cool. You know what? That car sucks. Period. Right? The Suburban's whack. The Yukon's whack. The Tahoe's whack. No disrespect to anybody has it. I'm saying when there's so many better options out there, if you want to be boss balling, why don't you jump in a fucking Range? Why don't you jump in a Cullinan? You know what I'm saying? Or jump in something that has size. But the third row sucks. To move the seat, what a fucking nightmare. And then try to get the kid. And if you have a kid in the third row, fucking forget about it. Especially if they're an actual baby seat, not a booster. It's just a fucking disaster, and you really think about this. And my wife started getting tired of it. So we decided to get a Tesla. When I found out that Tesla had a third row, I was fucking like, whoa, this is amazing. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved the Tesla when I had it. I had a P100D. It was the Model X. This was the fastest SUV in the world. And then some. I would fucking, I fuck around and race. I was faster than my GT3 RS. This is a fast ass car. And, had I not got locked into it, locked in the car, and we won't get into that, but the car was dope. I blacked it all out. It was cool. My boy Ben over at, Unplugged Performance, he's actually located in the same office as SpaceX. He made a lowering kit for the car. So it was just, there's all kinds of things going on. There's body kits, and shout out to what's his name? God damn it. There's these dudes. Oh man, they're from LA. They made a sick ass body kit, and I actually got it. Was it
Sportline?
No. It was like a full blown. My boy Pterodactyls, he has it. If you're seeing it, he has a crazy one. So going on, that fucked everything up, right? And up till then, the Tesla was beautiful for seven people. Did I have a 6-seater? No, I had 7-seaters. So 7-seater was perfect. It was great. That happened. My wife wasn't very fond of the car. So I said, you know what, babe, don't even worry about it. On her birthday, I got her Autobiography SVR. That's like a fucking $225,000 range. So I got her the Range, full body. The fucking they changed they did a refresh. They changed the lights. They changed the entire interior, all LCD. LED. And I said, listen, when do we have all 3 kids? Right? Okay, all 3 kids will go across in the Range. We'll have this. We'll figure it out. Just give me a minute. So one day, I put my money down and bought this. I bought a Metris, and it was the Explorer package where it had, kind of like the little TV on the top. It had like a cabin on top and whatever. It was cool, and it was all blacked out. the guy already went and powder coated all the parts, and he painted the moldings and shit to make all match to body color. And it took me 2 months to even pick up the car, and I never picked up the car. So by the time I picked it up, he's like, yo, Dom, I'm selling the car. And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry. I couldn't figure out where to park all the cars in my house. And I figured, I was like, you know what, fuck this shit. So I started searching, and I just said, look, I want to find the most luxurious type of interior, has the best of both worlds, everything. And that's how I came across the Pacifica. And then I said, listen, there's no fucking way. They make an S-line package where it murders out the whole car. So if you know, there's like less colors exteriors wise available, but if you get this car, all the trim, the moldings, the grill is already shadow line. It's all blacked out.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this shit. So I grabbed the car, boom, it was already blacked out, and I already had in my mind what I wanted to do. And so I hit up my boy Mike, who works with Vossen, and Vossen is a shout out to Jav and his sister and the whole Vossen family. You know, I've worked with a lot of car companies, and I was like, fuck it, you know, let's throw some wheels, let's figure something out. Let me get some springs first. So when I went to go look for the springs, I came across an eBay auction, and I was like, van culture, okay, cool, whatever. I wasn't thinking twice or anything. So Mike tells me, he's like, no, dude, I can get you the springs for free. Let me connect with these guys, blah, blah. Somehow, some way, I connect with this dude, Paul, who is here right now on the show. And he legitimately went 750 degrees to literally get my car and transform it completely into what I want it to be. And it's like, I'd say it's 90% where I want it to be right now. And it just looks, man, I'm telling you, for a fucking van, and you guys, I know you guys see me in it often, and people probably look at me like, what the fuck? The car has everything, bro. I got the full panel roof, you know, it's all blacked out. It has fucking, it's got wheels. You know, the car with that new shadow line package, you get the 20-inch package, so you get 20-inch by 7s all the way around the car. I got a fucking 20 by 10.5 in the rear now, so I went up like a big difference, right? And I got 9.5 in the front, and you know, we got like, it's like sitting like straight fucking gangster stance. Where are my coilovers, bro? Where the fuck are my coilovers?
It's coming.
So yeah, I'm gonna lower my car. So Paul's car, full body kit, everything. You know, it was interesting because the Pacifica is not really like a how do I say, not when it comes to like a JDM thing. No one was thinking about it. I just liked it for what it was. So happens that Paul went there and he founded, you know, Van Culture, and that's a crew with all these dudes who got hooked up vans. And I said, yo, bro, I'm just gonna embrace this dad life, this washed up life forever. When we got the car, we went on that Sunday, as you guys all know, Sunday is family day. We got in the car to do our breakfast run, and all 7 of us got in the car, and I've never had all 7 people get in the car in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
No issues, no nothing, walking back, you know, they could walk with it, no, without ducking their head, boom, everything was fine.
Yep.
And then it's just like, yo, this shit was smooth. The only complaint I have about the car is obviously the power, right? The lack of power. And like, you know, I'm trying to fucking figure out how we can get some shit. And as you guys heard on last week's episode, Gintani suggested we do a 200 shot of NOS and that motherfucker fucking lose that engine. But I probably have to go find another car or buy another fucking, buy like a fucking salvaged Charger and take the motor out, so I could just fucking push 200 shot all day.
There you go. That's it.
So, anyways, where we are now is the van life is real. If you Google it and see, it's crazy. These motherfuckers are putting air ride. Like, he has full blown airbags on his car. You know, we rolled around on it. It's still, to him, it's. I'm sure it's perfect to him. To me, I still feel where things can go wrong. The more things that could go wrong, that's where I don't go. And the thing is, you're talking to a dude who slams exotics on the ground, and there's more issues. But at the end of the day, there's less shit. I understand a strut. I understand exactly what a spring does. I understand how people used to cut springs. People used to heat springs up. I understand every possible way to lower a fucking car and how shitty cars ride on certain things. And I've gotten accustomed to, you know, riding an amazing fucking, you know, luxurious $2 billion technology with air rides on Porsches, on Range Rovers, on Rolls Royces and stuff. And what you use is a link system to close the linkage up. So when you're doing the air ride, you could slam it that way, which is completely different than getting a full air ride system like an AirX or fucking what the fuck is the other
Air
company?
Runner.
Air Runner. What's the other spot?
Universal Air.
No, it's another one. What's
Airlift.
no, another one. What's the other one?
Air Runner.
Oh, AccuAir.
AccuAir. That fucking
Yeah,
there's a guy named Ben there too. So anyways, this dude Paul has, like I say, it's full fucking blown fucking air ride in this shit, and I'm breaking this all down for all you people who like. Listen, I know for a fact that 3 or 4 homies of mine have gotten Pacificas now because of me, which is crazy because that's awesome. Fucking nuts, right? Now, as far as for the family goes, cool. To be quite honest with you, when I'm driving my daily driver, which is a V12, 850 horsepower Ferrari, no matter how smooth it is and how much smoother it is compared to my Aventador, at a certain point, until you own a V12, and I mean a real V12, I ain't talking about a fucking, I'm not saying, S65 isn't, but I'm talking about when you own a real Italian engine V12 and you're sitting in traffic, you're going to realize how painful that car is going to beat your ass because the transmission will kick your ass. So sometimes you get in the van and you just don't want to deal with it. Sometimes I pull up and I don't really give a fuck anymore. And people look at me like, what the fuck? Or, people have no respect or whatever it may be. And then like you could be somewhere and people be like, I remember the first time A$AP Rocky got in my van. He's like, who the fuck soccer van is this shit and blah, blah, whatever. But it's hard to say that shit to someone that's wearing, a $150,000 watch and $100,000 earrings and, another $40,000 wedding ring. It's like, they're like, okay, you got kids. They get it, yeah. Right? What made you want to start van culture?
It actually was, it was really organic. If there was one word, it was organic. It wasn't something that we decided that, once I get a van, I'm going to find a group of people that has the same interest and then we're going to build a community and then we're going to build a business, yada, yada. Basically what happened from that moment on till now. Everything has been something we didn't expect to happen. Again, it started from, finding a few people with the same interest and then us kind of, doing group buys with companies such as Vossen. This is what happened back in the day. And it just grew. It just really grew. We didn't think that there would be that many people interested in what we were doing. And, just people coming out of nowhere, like saying, oh, that's exactly what I wanted to do with like what I wanted to do, like, that's cool. When I got the van. So, again, we were just surprised. And
how big is van culture right now worldwide? About?
So we have so I kid you not, but our Indonesian community is actually bigger than our American right. van culture community. They have about almost 90,000 followers now. And then, no,
but I'm talking about like, okay, how big is van culture worldwide? Everything all together? A couple 100,000 maybe?
Yeah, a couple 100,000.
Is it bigger on Facebook or is it bigger on Instagram?
Instagram for sure.
Because the Filipinos, like Indonesian Filipinos and Indians and shit, they fuck with Facebook heavy.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Indonesia before?
No. And that's kind of the funny part. Again, it wasn't like, we decided, hey, let's go to Indonesia and grow the community there. No,
I'm just saying, have you ever been before?
No, not
yet. Okay, what's the worst province you've been to in the Philippines?
There's a lot.
I mean, bro, you've been to Tondo before?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the top of the list.
Okay, so imagine Tondo, right?
Yeah.
And like 90% of the Indonesia reminds me of that. Shit. I'm saying, like, by the way, shout out to my homegirl, Raylene Shah. She's like one of the most famous actresses out there in Indonesia. But I also actually, I'm not even gonna, I almost said something. Wow. I almost said some shit that, whoa, it wasn't good. There's people that they don't, people don't want to like associate themselves with like, I don't know, political families because of, think of how much corruption there is, right? Like, listen, that's one thing I'm proud of. Koreans, we do a lot of fucked up things, and Koreans are racist in general. They don't understand, and they stay in Korea and they don't give a fuck if no one fucks with them. Yeah. They're cool with fucking with themselves. One thing I notice about Filipinos and being married to one and being anything else, whatever, it's weird. You support each other, but you don't. It's like, it's crazy. The Filipinos will go somewhere else, and then like they support themselves for the shit they have to. Like they're gonna go get their fucking, go get their adobo or whatever it may be, and anything. Fine, support this because there's not that many. It's not like you could still like. I mean, how many fucking barrio festivals are there? You know what I mean? Like how many fucking restaurants and Maxes and shit you can go to, right? And I crack up when I see Filipinos hate on each other, more so than anything, And I'm just like, I would talk to like the Rob Crooks and all them, be like, yo, bro, the fuck is going on here, dog? Like, how the fuck you guys don't, it don't make no sense. So when I think about that, I think about how you've brought together all the people, because everyone I met in, what was that place called? Is it SR or what was it?
RSR.
RSR.
Yeah.
Everyone that was there from your crew, was everyone Filipino?
Mostly. I would say about 80% of them. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like a bunch of pades pull up, man. We're just fucking chilling. And it's just like, yo, man, these motherfuckers like for real, really like super. There's nobody in your crew that was there that day that was on a modern type, like they're not on the hype shit. Like, see, Mark Fat Lace is here. He understands because, you know, he was part of, he grew up in that culture, streetwear and everything else. And even though he chooses to do his own thing, there's no way you could ever go past him and be on some like, how do I say this? If you're really on something like super modern wise, as far as on a streetwear fashion tip, and you're rocking a little bit of Rude, you're rocking some Vetmonts, and then you got like some Balenciaga shoes, like Mark's still gonna understand that completely. If you do that with Paul, man, Paul is just gonna go over his head. And Paul wants to know about it, but it's just not gonna. And there's a real big difference between how big of a gap there is. Even when I see like Filipino celebrities, right? For instance, Ann Curtis. You know, she's a friend of mine, and like Ann, well, like, you know, Ann's up on everything across the board, right?
Sure.
But when it comes to like even some of the higher end shit, you wouldn't believe, dude, Vice Ganda is so much more advanced to it because Vice's stylist is really keeping up with the shit, you know. And Filipino has always been fucking with fantasy and everything. I know this is a car shit, but I'm just saying I'm really just going deep into the whole Pinoy culture. Yeah. But okay, so you guys, you know, got a big following worldwide.
Yeah.
What's the biggest meet you guys have ever done? Fan culture meet.
So we've had a few here in the Bay Area because, you know, really VK started here in San Francisco. So, you know, actually one of the biggest meets we've had was actually when we did the Vossen video a few years back. Right. And that was, you know, that was insane. That was basically part 2 of, you know, what we did years ago. And we had like almost more than 30 vans that day. And it was in San Jose. And yeah, it was insane. And
you guys got to understand, just so I understand this, okay? 30 vans doesn't sound like very much, but I'm going to be real with you. When I do these platinum quick strikes, and Mark, have you ever been to a quick strike before?
I was there. I didn't have a car at the time. I was just there.
So like when you go to a quick strike, it's possible to see 20 M3s or something like that, or 15 M3s, whatever. But if you saw 30 Aventadors in a row, it's a big deal. So when you have vans, it's totally different because even if you have a Sienna and you got, you know, Odysseys and you have fucking this, that, and the third, if you get 30 of them together, it's not even, it's like, you know, it's cult level.
And the other thing too is like, it's not like when we all park the vans, there's only like 30 people that come out of them. There's like 7 people that come out at each.
Oh, what? Really? They pack them in?
We had all our kids because we wanted to do.
Oh, you guys make it like family shit.
Absolutely. You know, we didn't want to step out of the identity of what van culture was, right? And it's family oriented. That's what it's always been. That's what it's always going to be. Man.
You know, part of me, like, I do embrace it. You know, I'm a member of VK, but at the same time, like, part of me is just like, the fuck is going on with my life, bro? Like, this shit is just crazy, bro. Like, like man, dude, I might delete this entire episode because what the fuck am I doing talking about vans and shit? Like when when it got really bad was when I posted my van. People thought I was fucking around. A lot of people thought I was fucking around, but a lot of really cool people like Don C, who's like, you know, Kanye's best friend, and also, you know, Don C is a very innovative, very respected dude in streetwear fashion and everything. His wife is super into, his wife, you know, is one of fucking Kim Kardashian's homies, and she runs around everything. And she saw the van, she's like, fuck, you know, because they got 3 kids and like thinking like, all right, well, you know what, you know, what's the comfort? Like, I'm an idiot, but you know, like, girl, you can't be in this car. This ain't for you. But it's dope. And I'm posting the picture and it gets insane amount of it. I can't remember, you know, got 5,000 comments, got, you know, so the more recent picture actually got 100-something thousand likes.
Yeah, it's insane.
And I started laughing. But what fucked me up is when I look at the hashtags that Paul puts, one said vanning. And I'm like, come on, dog. There's really something called vanning, like VANNING. Like it just fucking, and you know the fucking worst part about it was I refused to click on the fucking van. I don't want to know what the fuck that shit's gonna look like, you know.
I had to start a trend.
Yo, Mark, man. So, how many cars do you currently got in your stable now?
I have, I think 8 right now.
8?
Yeah.
Were you at like 11? How many were you at one point?
2 years ago, I was at 21.
Oh, you were at 21? No, 4 or 5 years ago, you were at what, like 15?
Yeah. I went a little crazy, but...
What were mostly the ones that you got? Okay, like say for instance, you're at, what do you got right now, you said?
8.
So what 13 did you get rid of?
All Porsches.
Oh, you got, that's right, bro. We talked about this.
Yeah.
So like air cooled, right?
All air cooled. Yeah.
Well, part of it, see, another thing too is I've told you guys this. If you're able to buy a cool car and you do it the right way, there's profit to be made and you could still enjoy the car. And at the very least, you're able to drive these cars for free because if you break even, it's like, how could you get mad at that?
Exactly.
You know, you got rid of goddamn 13 Porsches. Goddamn. How many, Were any of them? So there were turbos and shit.
No, they were just all 964s, 993s, early ones.
Okay. Did you ever have a 944?
Never.
A 928?
I was looking at them though recently.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy because even still right now, they're fucking dirt cheap. And there was a
$2,500.
There was a certain point when, and it was obviously during Scarface. You know, you're old, if you are my age and you remember when that movie came out, and it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about Scarface when it came out in the theaters, you know, okay, back in the day, if a movie did well, no bullshit. You young fucking kids have no idea. I love going to the movie for certain things, but at the same time, if there's a movie I really want to see, and it's available on stream that day, which it never would be, I'm going to watch it at home because I can do what I want to. But then sometimes, like, all right, let me focus on the film. Then go to watch a big theater, whatever. But if you remember in the 80s, if you had a film like Back to the Future, Coming to America, even all the way to the 90s like Titanic, the movie could be in the theater for 1 fucking year straight. Literally. This is when the economy was good. Things were good. Now things are just all fucked up. So going on, when Scarface came out in movie theaters, Tony Montana, Al Pacino, he bought a 928 and it fucked a lot of people up. And seeing that car in Risky Business, a couple other things. I remember my mom's friend had one and I was like, yo, shit's dope. Now, seeing one now, I don't get that vibe.
Nope.
Seeing a 944 now and watching 16 Candles and seeing it like, you can't front, this was a cool fucking car.
Yeah, that was.
You know, and you get in one. My boy got one. My boy Mano has one. So everything was 911s though for you.
All 911s. It was the movie No Man's Land that did it.
Yeah.
And it's still stuck in my head.
Yeah. You know what? I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I remember I met DB Sweeney and I love that movie so much just because that movie wasn't based on bullshit that, people were stealing Porsches like crazy.
They were.
I've liked Porsches. I've owned, my first Porsche was a 996 C4S. That was in 2000, I think. My next Porsche was in 2005. I had a Carrera GT, which, fuck me, why didn't I keep that fucking car? Probably single-handedly, and I'm talking about a LaFerrari. I'm talking about a fucking F1. I'm talking about F40. I'm talking about the greatest cars made in the world. I cannot say that any of those cars sound better than a Carrera GT. Can you think of anything that sounds more raw or crazy than that car?
No.
And I almost killed myself in that car. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. He died in that car. Anyway, so I had that, and I've had, I have two G33 RSs and a GT2 RS. So I understand why people like Porsches. I think I remember some German teacher was saying, it's not Porsche. Don't say Porsche. It's Porsche. And I was like, listen, you shut the fuck up, motherfucker. But I remember getting into a GT3.
Yep.
And I remember I said, let's see what the fuck this is. I'm so sick of all these fucking guys, man. I get in the car and I said, holy shit. Okay. This 991 GT3 RS, and my cousin had a 997, and that was a big deal for him, you know what I mean? And then, you see how much the Widowmaker was going for and the 4.0 and everything. I had a 991 GT3 RS. I remember to go see Neek at Period Correct, and I pulled up their dead stock, and I was like, yo, even though this bucket seat is a full-blown 1,000,000% race seat, like there's no comfortable way to get in and out of it.
Nah.
But you could drive that car 100 miles a day, 300 miles a day, no issues. You get in a Ferrari or Lamborghini, bro, it's a motherfucking nightmare. It's actually comfortable, So you get into a GT3 RS and you're a decent driver, you're okay. You instantly become a track star in that car.
For sure.
All your wrongs are made right. You can understeer, oversteer. It's unbelievable how they made that car. So, but the cars that Mark's talking about is I get in the car and drive and I'm like, all right, bro, I drive maybe 60 feet and I'm pulling over like, yo, bro, I can't drive this car, dog. And like, but these dudes, they do it. You know what I mean? Like even getting in some of Rob's cars.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, bro, you got to be fucking kidding me, like, but let me ask you, has the 912, has that gone up in value at all?
Oh, yeah. Dude,
Are you kidding me?
No. You could have bought them 4 years ago for $17,000.
I thought even less than that.
Yeah. I mean, some, but now they're like 45 to and up, depending on how many miles.
Don't tell me a 914 is worth any money. That thing's a piece of
those
shit.
are worth a lot right now.
Are you kidding me?
You can't get them less than 15 or 16. They're all up.
I remember seeing 914s for $4,000 forever.
Forever.
Like forever. And like, that's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
But see, like, and I know anyone who really collects cars out there, and this is something that's been going on for, it ain't like it's some new shit. I remember following Jay Leno's like car shit in the 80s, and he's been big, and he's actually a very good driver, by the way. He's a big dude. This motherfucker's head, so if you ever see Jay Leno, bro, he has to get a custom sized pillow. His head's so big. That motherfucker head is, goddamn, that look like a potato chip, bro. But the only other person I could think of when it comes to this, and there's just nobody when it's like John Mayer to Rolex watches. It's Jerry Seinfeld has always been insane when it comes to Porsche, and he's had the most sickest, crazy collection, the stupid, rarest fucking cars. I didn't even know what the fuck CXX was until fucking Jerry Seinfeld. And you know what that is, right? Obviously. And like, I'm like, the fuck is all in the crazy colors and shit and everything? And then he sold his collection for like 121 million. Was it? How much did he?
Crazy money.
Over 100 million, right?
Yeah.
But he was only into it for like fucking like 15 mil or something, like, or even way less than that. He made an insane amount of money. So going on, do you own any Porsches right now?
I have two.
What do you got?
GT3 RS and
I'm sorry?
GT3 RS.
997 or 991?
991.
Okay.
And then just a Cayenne GTS.
Oh, so newer shit. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have old.
Have you driven a 991.2 yet or no?
Yeah, I have.
Wow, that's a big difference, dude.
Yeah, there is.
It's fucking nice. Have you driven a GT2 RS yet?
I haven't owned one of those yet.
Have you driven a 991 yet?
No, I'd love to though.
Yeah,
you had one though.
Yeah, I'm not. It wasn't my thing. GT3 RS. If they made just a fucking 600 horsepower GT3 RS, bro, I don't know what the fuck. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing can fucking touch it. I mean, the naturally aspirated it just maxes out at like, I think 60 or 70. There's like, I did headers, system, everything,
Shit.
tune. You can't really get, and it's just already like max the
much.
fuck out, you know? You're one of the first guys to bring RWB to the States. Am I wrong, or is that?
Yeah, I was the first one.
What does RWB stand for again?
It means raw welt, big riff. It means rough world.
But what's the dude's name? Who?
Nakai.
Okay, that's what.
Yeah, Nakai.
So you brought that over here. If you guys ever seen like these crazy wide body fucking vintage Porsches, and it has a big RWB. Well, it says fucking Rana. Well, blah 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 blah. Push potato fucking Volkswagen on top of the thing. What the fuck made you do that shit?
I just got attracted to it. You know, like I wanted a wide body Porsche, and I went over to Japan and met with them. I tried to email them a bunch of times. They didn't understand English back then.
Right.
But they're really good at English now.
Did you hold on? So RWB is from Japan.
Yeah, they're from Japan.
And so it's like a Liberty Walk, but it's for Porsche.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, pretty much.
Do they do anything else besides 911s?
Just 911s.
Okay.
Well,
Explain.
actually, he did a 348
Oh, he did?
Ferrari. Yeah.
Holy shit. So explain to me real quick, right? Your knowledge on 911 is crazy, right? I wasn't. I mean,
It's okay. I mean, it's all right.
I was like so. My brother was definitely big into it. He always wanted one, you know. Explain to me the year that the 930 came out. The 930 Turbo was what year?
It's in the 80s. Well, no, 70. The Turbo was like 70, maybe 76.
And into like the mid late 80s, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the difference between the 930 and the 911?
Well, 930 was just a badge, like saying, you know, it's like turbo, saying turbo.
Right.
Yeah, but it's really a G body. Most people call it G body because when you say 930 to people, they think it's automatically a turbo, but it's not.
Right.
So then you have to kind of differentiate the two.
Wait a second. Hold on. Rewind, dude. You just fucked me up. You're saying not all 930s are turbos,
No.
but then you just said a 930
no,
is.
they are, but people like to refer to that era of Porsches as 930s when
Oh, no.
you just say G body.
Because I remember. Okay, so in what do you know what year? I mean, we're not going to Google this. What year did the 930 stop? Do you remember?
That basically it stopped when it became a 964.
Okay, what year was 964 start?
1989, mid 1989. When the big metal bumpers, once those things ended, that's when it stopped.
Okay, do you remember when they made the third brake light, the one that looked like a little fucking alien light?
Mm-hmm.
That was in the mid 80s. That was like 86 or 87 or 89, or was it? Oh no, it was 89. 964 came out.
Yeah.
Okay, because my mom's friend had a Porsche, and I was like, oh shit, this was a big deal. You know, we didn't come for any money, so that was a big deal. Reason why I'm bringing this up is there was a place in San Francisco here in 1991 when I transferred, I played ball at San Francisco State. There was a place called Custom Car Alarm that was south of Market. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh shit.
I used to work at Sound and Alarm on Mission.
Okay, so they were right there next to Mission.
Yeah.
So this South of Market. This is when South of Market, you have to be only the biggest pieces of shit to be walking down the street, crack addicts, everything. There's no Salesforce fucking tower. This was fucking, yo, bro. The nightclubs were down there. You were going down there to fuck it, you know. I mean, I don't know. Go find a tranny. Go find some trouble. So and when I say tranny, I'm not talking about transmission. So when I'm talking about custom car alarms, it was owned by a Chinese guy.
Yep.
And the Chinese family, and the dude had so it was a 964 then. He had a 911 turbo then, and that motherfucker was the fastest car I've been to in my life. You know, like at that time. What happened to RWB? Like where are they now?
Well, there's about, I'd say 300 cars now, from 1 to 300, and he's still building them. There's still a 6-month wait.
Wait a second, hold on. Oh, you mean there's 300 RWBs that exist?
Yeah, one guy builds every single one of them, so he has to travel everywhere in the world, basically.
So did Rob get his from him, or did he get it from you? Did he?
Oh, he bought one of mine.
Rob's was one of yours?
Yeah.
I've been in that car. It had like the tan interior, right?
Man, I gave him a great deal.
Oh, you gave him a great deal?
Yeah.
Okay, what about, what the fuck's his name? I can't believe I forgot his name. Is it Ethan, the white boy who had the all-white one?
What's his name? Ian. No.
Ian. Was it Ian?
Yeah. Kogan is his last name, right?
It is Ian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyways, Hollywood, whatever was his...
Hollywood.
Okay, he's a big Porsche guy. In fact, I think he might even be a bigger geek. Now, listen, I'm not saying whatever, but he's a very big Porsche geek. Like, he might know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a carburetor number that you might not know inside that car.
For sure. He's detailed oriented.
So did he get his RWB through you, or did he just went through?
No, I helped him build that one.
But it was a real RWB, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So on average... Eli, that's what that fucker's name is, that little motherfucker. he's came out with us a couple times. You know what?
Man, he's got cars.
But we were smashing a few times at car meets, and that motherfucker couldn't keep up with us, bro. And you know what it is the older... What year was his white one, his RWB?
That one is a 90... Might have been a 91, 92.
Yeah, bro, that motherfucker couldn't keep up, dog. Well, you know, we're going like real speeds. It's tough. You know, do you know Carl K. Johnston on
I do know him.
Filipino kid.
Yeah.
When he had his 360 and he had it lower and everything, this motherfucker would still kind of somewhat keep up with us. So, you know, you got... And remember, dude, he's fucking 4 foot 10? That motherfucker's short, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know how tall he is, Carl. Listen, fuck you. He's like Lil Duval's height. So RWB's still around. It's just not like a hype thing anymore, but it was like a...
It's not hype anymore, which is fine. I think Nakai likes it like that.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
So he's not tripping at all. It's not like hurting his business.
No.
Have you ever owned a Liberty Walk before?
No. The first Liberty Walk was actually built in my warehouse, though.
That blue one?
No, it was like a gray one. It was built for SEMA.
But then they painted it blue. That was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because some famous like import like magazine dude took pictures of it early on.
Yep.
And then it was gray. And then it was actually it was a Silverstone metallic, which is the color of my 458. And then I remember they turned it blue.
Yep.
And they went to fucking LTMW and fucking who knows what the fuck happened after that. And then did you ever drive that car?
It didn't work when it was.
I drove that actual car.
Really?
That thing drove like shit, bro.
Yeah.
I love
Drives
Kato.
like shit.
But that thing drove like straight fucking doo-doo, bro. I'm telling you right now, I have a relative who has like a fucking 1987 Accord, and that motherfucker, like, you know, the gasoline comes out the air conditioning, like that motherfucker drives better than that fucking Ferrari did.
Yeah, something.
And it's crazy because the 458 is one of the best driving cars. I think RX is just really not a great.
They shouldn't have bagged it. I think that was a problem.
When Jack and Rob still has his. He changed it to a GT3 kit, but when Jack did his Liberty Walk kit, that had to be the cleanest Liberty Walk I've ever. And his was just on slammed on coilovers. He went full coilover in Novatec, and that bitch drove pretty decent. And me and Jack hit a $185 with that bitch with me in it.
Damn.
But you know, I still want one. But if I do it, it has to be like I love the Mini Cooper. It looks so sick.
Yeah.
Or 360.
That could be your kid's first car.
You know, 360 is crazy. So let me ask you, man, why vintage cars over new? Well, what is it with you? Like, I mean, you don't really like.
I mean, I've just always loved vintage cars. I mean, I ended up getting a couple of new cars just because I didn't want to break down on the freeway anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, do you still got the Hakosuka or no?
No, I gave that to Fernando, the manager for that rock group. Shit. Forgot.
Guns N' Roses? What?
Yeah, Guns N' Roses. You know.
Have you seen what Guns N' Roses is doing lately in cars? Like, I don't get it, bro. P1.
Oh, yeah.
918s.
Yep.
The drummer got this. I'm just like, what the fuck? These motherfuckers, they have the money to. It's just crazy that they're at platinum.
Yeah.
And they're always getting their cars done up. I forgot what Neek's partner's name is. He's the dude who owns a print shop.
Greg.
I hit up Greg. He had a GTR. Yeah, and he's like, hey, bro, fuck it. If you want to buy it, boom, whatever. And the price wasn't too bad. Whatever was cool. And it was clean as fuck and whatever. And I get in the car, and I remember I got on the freeway, and I said, hey, dog, I've done enough. He goes, oh, so you want to buy it? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good, dude. Like, even just that.
Yeah.
And the crazy part was that thing drove better than the Ferrari did. And that thing it's a fucking 69?
72.
Oh, 72?
Yeah.
This, bro, it looks so good, but it just couldn't. I mean, how much you sell your car for, if you don't mind me asking?
I sold it for about 89,000.
And what'd you pay for it? Like 20?
I paid 30, under 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never drove. I was gonna drive yours. I never did it one time. We were in Long Beach.
Oh yeah.
Did it drive okay?
Mine drove great. I had coilovers. It drove really nice.
Yeah. Do you ever
Rob wanted it, but
yeah, no. I mean, he was gonna. Did you ever have a 510?
I haven't had 510.
Yeah,
but
that's what
those
I
are
want.
great cars.
I want a fucking wagon. I want a 510
Oh,
wagon,
yeah.
and I want to get I want the paint to be as good as the paint on my fucking Ferraris are.
Damn.
And I want to put some fucking Hoshinos on it. Okay, so with van culture, right? Is there a goal that you want to reach when it comes to the company and everything else?
Definitely. I think, being that it already is a niche community and a niche company.
You open a shop.
Yeah, we just opened up a shop about 3 months ago, and it's been great. We definitely want to take it as slow as we possibly can. We don't want to, outgrow ourselves or anything.
How many bays do you have?
Just one.
Oh, just one bay?
Yeah, just one. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But we also do have another bay, but it's more for detailing other than, mechanical.
Do you guys serve a fresh mango shake there or no?
Halo too.
No? You don't have that?
No, unfortunately.
No ube?
No, maybe soon.
Shit, so is the shop doing well?
Yeah, it's definitely doing.
What took you so long to open the shop? I don't get it.
Like I said, we never planned it. We never really planned to open up a business, make it a business. It was just going to be a hobby. It was going to be something fun, something to do with people, and that's about it. But time and time again, just like we started working with Toyota, then we started working with Chrysler. It's really kind of what led us to where we are now. And
That's dope.
yeah,
I
hopefully.
mean, I have partnerships with enormous companies, enormous brands, from all the way from Moet Hennessy to Chivas to fucking Nike, K-Swiss, fucking Puma, obviously Snickers, the NFL now, and everything else. So,
Sure.
it's crazy that Price was even DM me. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that we could do this. And now I feel like if I decide to do something else with it, now we got to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And it benefits all parties.
Of course.
Yo, Mark, let me ask you a question, man.
Yo, what's up?
Do you still have a brick and mortar shop anywhere?
We actually have a pop-up off Fairfax, Hundreds Old Store right now.
Oh, would you guys do that?
We did it maybe 2 months ago. You should come by.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so what happened, bro? Like okay, at one point, how many Illis shops did you guys have?
We had 5 Illis shops.
Where?
Hawaii, 2 in LA, 1 in Orange County, San Francisco.
Oh yeah, San Francisco. Fuck, that's the fucking old. It's a new riff. I'm fucking tripping. My God, my brain is just. Shout out to Riff. You gotta know Riff's one of my endorsements.
Yeah, Riff's there now.
Bro, what happened, dog? It just because let me slide out a little bit, and y'all know I bounce around a lot on my show. Mark is an innovator. He's he literally had a completely separate section of streetwear that didn't affect, it was kind of like Hundreds in a way, but different. And would you say it was influenced by car shit, right?
Yeah,
by car
it was.
things.
Yep.
In the import scene and that JDM lifestyle, but also with the JDM with a little bit of, because me, I love European cars, but I love a little bit of JDM in it. I'm not gonna sit there and dude, I still got squash in my fucking Ferrari. You know what I mean? Like Air Spencer fucking air freshener. But explain. Do you think it was the internet business, or do you think it was just other shit? How did 5 go into a pop up?
Well, I think for us, I think retail was great at the time. I let my leases run out because I just knew that, retail wasn't where it's at anymore.
No,
everything was internet. Everything was internet based, and it seemed like the trend was just going that way. But when we brought our brand to Asia, and it's growing, we got stores out there right now, and I think because people still go to the malls there, air conditioning.
You're never gonna stop Glorietta, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Or fucking SM.
Exactly.
you know.
Nobody goes to the malls here anymore.
No, I know. I mean, fuck, dude. A lot of people don't even know this. Mark brought me out to the Philippines, and we opened up. That wasn't even a pop up. That was actual shop back then, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we did an illust over there, and we did a collaboration. I fucking always forget we did a Ben Baller collab, but that was 13 or 14, or was that 12?
That was 13.
2013, yeah, in Manila. It was so crazy because I got stuck by fucking at customs because the last time I was there, some dude named Ben Yang. What are the fucking chances, bro? Some dude from Ben Yang with American passport murdered somebody in Manila. He murdered somebody in Manila, and the motherfucker entered the country, never left. So when I left, I had all these motherfucking like the Filipino Muslims. You know what I'm saying? When you see them like wearing the shit, I was like, yo, dog, bro. I was like, hold on, what? I was like, where the fuck are we, Cebu? Like, this is crazy. They were on some shit with me, and even my wife and the family was really worried. Anyways, that shit's been long and gone. But yeah, Mark has been heavy in streetwear, and he's not doing like that's crazy, man. I see so many brands out of the Bay now, like so many people, and it's like, listen, dog, I don't mean to discourage you, but don't say you have a clothing brand if you only got t-shirts and hoodies that you're just screen printing and whatever it may be. You know, if you got cut and sew, or if you got, you know what I'm saying, active wear, you got pants or anything, like Mark had a full brand, you know, he had a full line, he was doing accessories, everything, and I respect him for that. What the fuck ever happened to this Playboy collab, bro? You see me, I'm doing major things now. Are we gonna do this collaboration or what?
Yeah, man, we should. I mean, I'm still working with them to a certain extent.
Listen, everyone listen to this episode, man. If you want to see me, I got a Playboy tattoo on me. If you want to see me do a Playboy collab, DM me and put Playboy, okay?
We'll get you that. We'll
yeah.
get you that.
We're about to wrap this up right now. I want to ask you something, man. What's the fastest you ever gone in a car that you were driving?
And it was an F1 car at Coda in Texas.
Right.
But that was just on a racetrack.
You were driving though, right?
Yeah.
And what would you hit on the straight?
Close to 180. That's what you do on the freeway, though. I know that. But this was in the rain, so
I've done that on the fucking Hayward Bridge, bro.
yeah. I don't drive.
I did that shit on the Hayward Bridge. Like I remember racing on the Bay Bridge back in the day.
Yeah.
And I remember a RX-3 pulled up next to me, and people don't know how fucking fast those cars are, bro. We're going 110, and this is like 1992, and I'm thinking like, yo, bro, like to go over 100 was a big deal back then. Do you remember? It's like, whoa, I hit 100, you know? And you go on 110, and this fucking RX-3 is like, yeah, what's up? And he's the Asian dudes. And I'm like, bro, there's nothing inside the car. They barely had probably 2 seats, and looking at me, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And I was in a Prelude at the time. I was in a Prelude SI, new body, 1992. It was like a new car. It was my first new car I ever had in my entire life. And I was like, what the fuck is, these motherfuckers are tripping, you know? And like, I think my car might have been like a 137, 140 top speed, but these dudes were like, the way they were going, I know they had more in them. So like, one thing I said, I was here last week, and we're going over the Hayward Bridge, and I was like, damn, dog. I remember riding my motorcycle over this thing, and open road, you can't just, my motherfucker's just straight, smooth. Yeah. But 180, you're a bitch. Paul, how about you? What's the fastest you ever gone in a car?
It was about 120 on my Evo.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Bro, hey, like, you're gonna laugh at this. You ready for this? I've done 120 on Market Street before, bro. Oh, shit. Like, you guys are fucking crazy, man. What? All right, I got one more last question. What's your favorite car in the world?
My favorite? I don't know. I always wanted an F1, but you know,
McLaren F1.
Yeah.
Fucking Mr. Bean, he crashed that car like twice, and what did they sell it for still?
Oh no, they sold it for
like 25, 30 mil, right?
Yeah.
So that was crashed, and it was documented because it was like whatever. And that's Mr. fucking Bean, bro.
I know.
Mr.
Great
Bean.
car.
What's your favorite car, man?
Definitely a Koenigsegg, actually.
Oh, Koenigsegg?
Yeah. I just love how it, you can kind of like sit
Dan M.I. You hear that? Two times in 2 weeks in a row, motherfuckers mentioned fucking Koenigsegg. How old is your oldest?
My oldest is 11, right?
Okay, so in 5 years, what do you want to get What do you want to get? Is it boy or girl?
A boy. Yeah.
What do you want to get him for his 16th? Like, what car would you like? In a perfect world, what would you like to get him for? For his first car?
A Dodge Neon.
For real? That's a lot of character, bro.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, of course,
that'd be fucking amazing, bro, if you did that.
No, I mean, of course, I want to get him what he wants, and obviously.
So you don't know what the fuck that might be.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get him whatever what my kids want, and that's.
What do you? If you would just imagine, what do you think he'd want? I mean,
Well, he loves fast cars for sure. So even though he rides in a van every day, but probably like a Ferrari. He loves Ferraris. Actually, he
Motherfucker,
sees
you're not getting no Ferrari at 16, bro. Come on, man.
yeah, but that's
No, I get it. I get it.
yeah, maybe like a Civic in real life, to be honest. Like a I don't know, like a
No, they make those rare Civics and shit.
yeah. Type
So,
Rs.
how old your oldest now?
My old?
Yeah.
She's 14.
She's 14. So in 2 years, what do you want to get her? Like a BMW or something?
She said she wants my G wagon, so I'll probably give her that.
What your G-Wagon's a little older, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a G55.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's a fucking rough drive, dog.
Oh, I know. She drives like 2 miles.
Yeah. No, I'm
good.
saying like, have you driven a new one yet?
Oh yeah.
No, I'm
Day
talking
and
about the
night.
new one.
Yeah.
Listen, man,
The round body one.
I've had 2 G-Wagons. I had a shitty one. I had a 55 that just was like, fuck me. You can't even make a fuck.
Hurts.
You couldn't make a U-turn in a goddamn Costco parking lot, okay? And then I had a G63, and it was a big difference. It was 2016. It was like a huge difference. If you get in a 2020 G-Wagon now, that motherfucker drives like a fucking S-Class.
Yeah.
That thing is fucking no joke. Man, is there anything you guys want to ask me?
What kind of cars do you have right now? Because last time I talked to you, there was like, I think 5, and they seemed to be all Ferraris at the time. I don't know.
Nah, man, I got so I got rid of my SV. I had an Aventura SV. I got rid. So this year I got rid of the SV. I got rid of the 4x4, and I got rid of my Urus.
I didn't even know you had those 3.
Yeah, I had a 4x4, but I don't really post everything on there
Yeah, I
because
know.
it's not really like something that I tell you the truth now. I hate that sometimes I'll post something and be like, damn, you know what? Well, I got no choice. Anytime someone sees an all blacked out minivan, they kind of know. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I just saw a murdered out minivan. It must have been because no one really has one. So I got the minivan. I got the GTC4 Lusso. That's the 2018, right? I got it all done up. We got a Range Rover Autobiography SVR. I got a 2020 Ferrari Pista 488, and it just got slammed. So now it's at Gintani now getting a tune and getting a full exhaust system built. But yeah, so I have those 4, and then I have a '69 Chevy Chevelle SS that's just been sitting. Me and you were supposed to work on that E30 Vert project, but it just never happened.
It's okay.
And then like I said, we got rid of the Urus, got rid of the 4x4. So it was like,
How'd you like that Urus?
it's amazing. It just one day it's fast as fuck, and I understood why it's so popular because it's so cheap. Now people are like, cheap, that's fucking for 220 grand for an SUV. They should have made it bigger. They should have used a Q8 format. They should have built something that was like maybe Range Rover Sport, in between Range Rover Sport and Range Rover full body, and then done it real sick and still made, or at least made a Range Rover Sport size.
It
and
felt
just made
small
like,
or something?
It feels a little small. It feels even smaller than X5 some ways.
Oh.
It drives better than anything ever in the world. But I was pulled up, and I'm at the corner of Laurel Canyon and Sunset, and I'm about to go past Sunset, and I look to the left, and there's a Chevron station, and I saw an Acura MDX like type car,
Exactly.
and I said, bro, that shit looks like my car, bro. And you know what? That right there at that moment, I was tainted. It just was like, bro, you could see it. And when you see a LMO2 back in the day, you see a Lima, and that was like the nickname for it, right? The Lima. If you see a LMO2 Lamborghini, you think, what the fuck is that? There's no mistaking anything. That motherfucker was, and it was like a dinosaur. It's so like, not a dinosaur like as in old. It was just like, people were like, whoa, you're just like in awe, you know? You see this car and you're just not in awe whatsoever. Someone has to tell you it's a Lamborghini. It's just kind of, it's cool. And I got a great deal on it. You know what I mean? I didn't lose any money on it. If anything, I made some money. It's cool. 4x4, so much fun, blah, blah, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, this car serves no purpose. But like, now if I was doing some silly shit, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's cool. SV, again, But I have an SF90 coming in less than a year. You know what I mean? That's the first, major hybrid car that Ferrari's put out since the LaFerrari, and I'll be first delivery on that. I can't think of any. I thought about buying a couple cars this week, and I just was like, let me chill for a little bit because I haven't put license plates on any of my cars, and now California's starting to give you the tickets for real now. And I was late on my registration payment because I got a custom plate done, and the custom plate came in, and I got it done like 2 days ago. So I went to the DMV, and I was like, boom. And the registration was due September 23rd. It's, we're at Halloween now, right? And I was like, what the fuck? Why did I pay this? Oh, shit, whatever. Okay, it's all good. And they're like, we'll accept debit or check. That's what the DMV. And I was like, bitch, I didn't give a fuck. Whatever. I was like, I got a debit card. And she's like, yes, $3,700. I was like, $3,700? I was like, hold on, bitch. This car's a year old now. You know what I'm saying? Like it should have been. And there was $1,400 in late fees because I was 1 month late. And I was like, wow. And that's what kind of like I was like, man, what a waste of money. You know, I could have like, that money could have went somewhere else. It was just being stupid. But anyways, listen, guys, we spent over an hour talking about fucking vans and Porsches and fucking adobo. Thank you guys for coming on, man, for real.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
We're going to go to Dave & Buster's right now and let it out on some motherfucking...
Speed of light.
Well, not just Speed of Light, but fucking all the games, man. Shout out to Dave & Buster. Shout out to my boy Popeye. Popeye always takes care of me. But right about now, you already know what time it is. Yo, Miles, you Jordan. Let me hear some of that Lakey Lake. So I got to thank those guys again. Mark and Paul, Illest, Fat Laced, Van Culture. Next week, I'm going to break down every single car I've owned from my very first car that I had to what I'm driving now, my favorite cars. It's going to be some shit because we're not going to have a guest. But there's guests lined up. I got to get some of these cats on the show. I got some big hitters coming. That Jordan Bill for Wolf of Wall Street is going to be dope. I can't wait for that motherfucker. Yo, Kevin Durant, KD, I'm on your bumper, bro. We missed each other a couple times. Let's get this shit popping. I wish I'd just did that shit in New York. Once again, I love you guys, man. This is fucking amazing. Seriously, man. It really drives me to just waking up in the morning and feeling positive about, coming up with more content and just ideas, just things that happen to me. It just, or things that I want to express, stories I want to share. Forrest Gump story coming up soon, I'm sure, somewhere in a motherfucking, and we can talk about it. There's Forrest Gump stories in my cars, but again, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And I just wanted to leave you with this. Don't chase the dream. Create the dream. All right. Study, focus, work hard, lose, win. All right, y'all. Have a great motherfucking weekend. I'll catch up with you on the weekend wrap up. Miles, Jordan, you already know what time it is. At Lake E. Lake. Peace.